of the best ways for moms to create a support system around breastfeeding is tell people that you're gonna breastfeed. I mean, once you're pregnant, once you find out that you're pregnant, if that's what you want to do, if you want to breastfeed, tell everybody that you want to breastfeed. Tell your partner, tell your spouse, tell your mother, tell your mother-in-law, tell your friends, tell your sisters, tell everybody that your goal is to breastfeed. And then share information with them surrounding breastfeeding. So of course, we know the late nights, you have insomnia, you can't sleep, you're up on your phone Googling or Instagramming or TikToking or whatever. Share those videos and that information with them so that when you do get to the point of breastfeeding, it's not new. Don't wait until the moment that you need to breastfeed that you start telling people that you want to breastfeed. For example, when I had my son, I told my husband that I wanted to breastfeed. Mind you, knowing that I want to breastfeed and realizing that when the baby gets here, he won't be doing any feeding. It was a different, it was an adjustment. However, the second time around, he is hands-on with everything. Oh, you want to breastfeed? That's not my duty. Here you go. Here's mommy. So everybody's story is a little bit different. However, the best way to get the support is to tell people that you're going to breastfeed and share the information with them. Society at large gives an issue when it comes on to supporting breastfeeding. I mean, you're told to exclusively breastfeed. The Ministry of Health tells you that you must exclusively breastfeed for 6 months. And exclusively breastfeeding meaning nothing but breast milk for 6 months. The only other thing that you give is if you need prescribed medication. However, you need to return to work. How does breastfeeding come in? Yeah, that's where the bottles come in. Okay. But how are you gonna breastfeed? How are you gonna get that milk to pump? So a lot of things include, workplace support, governmental support. But yeah, tell your boss if they can give you a little room. That's not a bathroom, because I've been told many times, oh, just go in the bathroom to pump. Yeah, that's not ideal. Nobody goes in the bathroom to eat. But as private space, I've had to go in my car. If you can do that, go in your car and pump. Just make sure that the pump is ideal to be plugged in whatever way. But a little private space. All you need is a private space and an igloo bag, a bag that can keep cold in there. Put the bottles and you're good to go. One of the hindrances to exclusive breastfeeding is moms actually having to return to work. Because in most cases, you get 3 months maternity leave. So what happens to the next 3 months when you return to work? This is usually when most moms' supplies start to dip. Because, you've always had a baby constantly on your breast and now there's no baby removing the breast milk and you have to pump. In order to keep up your milk supply, it's recommended to pump at least every 3 hours when you're away from your baby. As much as possible when you're around your baby, have the baby breastfeed, but once you're away, try to pump at least every 3 hours. Anything less than that, your supply is going to dip just because of the demands of what's happening. What I usually recommend for an easier transition back to work is to start pumping at least 2 weeks before going back to work so that you can just have a little bit of security in the fridge just in case your supply dips until you found your rhythm in how to get it. In some cases, you can't necessarily pump every 3 hours and your body will adjust depending on what's happening, but just make sure that you're removing milk. Remember, the best way to make more milk is to continuously remove milk.